Learning. The title is Gold. This is video 7 of 10. This is a flip learning class. Students will view 10 videos and bring their ideas to class for review and challenge and discussion. The end goal is a debate after video 10. The topic is how can we balance the responsibility of desire with reasonable decisions and prices in relation to rushing for gold. In debate, the position is understood. In debate, you will have a statement, not a question. Discussion has questions. You have to react to the statement with facts, not opinions. So you say, I think. We want to say, I heard, I said, they said, I read, I understand. We try to take away the think word in a debate. You want to state facts. If you don't have facts, then it's a very weak argument. Because thinking can change, but facts, they're harder. And you can defend with facts. Opinions, they are just weak ideas. So you have to react to statements with facts. And the position is understood to be support or oppose, or for and against. Another way is pros or cons. Both positions need to be researched with proper sentence structure and vocabulary. Now that's kind of easy to do because you have things like Grammarly or other, MS Word has a built-in checker. I think Google has a built-in checker. And so a lot of things can be easily done if you use other tools. Otherwise, you write and everything is kind of crazy and your ideas are not good. Remember, 1 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1. 1 plus 3 is very important because even if you have bad grammar or you have a half idea, 3 more will finish that idea. So, you need to research. Like we talked before, take your statement, put it in, cut and paste into Google or Naver or whatever browser you want. And if you do that, you will find lots of information. If you use keywords in that information, then you can find even fewer ideas, but stronger things for your argument. And that gives you more time to develop your argument without doing a lot of research. So that's very important. Always keep a notebook. We say that always. Write. When you come to class, always take notes. Have that pen and paper handy. Have a computer. If you have a computer ready, type in the computer or your phone. But always take notes. Everything is important. Everything that's said is important, and you can go back and say, you said this. You have it in your notes. You can prove that they said it. That's very important for any debate. It will really strengthen your discussion as well when you present ideas to your company in the future. If you have support for your ideas on paper, people will listen. If they're just opinions, everybody will agree with you, and then they go and forget about it. So have support for any time. That's why every discussion, you need to have a notebook. Even if it's a little bit, make a note about who said what, any good ideas. That's where ideas come from. If you try to remember, you'll forget because there's so many other things that are linked to your life, and you'll forget that little conversation. Write it down. You can always go back. You can build on it. Each team member should already have points to research. Last graphic, you made statements, and you should have 2 or 3 statements under yours to back yours up. Make the same point with different words. You should already have that. In the statement graphic, there's topic related and general use vocabulary. Topic vocabulary is very specific to your topic and not used a lot outside. And then you have general use. And remember, I said long ago in one of the videos, I said, mark your vocabulary. Probably video 3. Mark your vocabulary, what you're going to use in your argument and what you don't need. So you focus on those few words, maybe 5 words or 6 words that you're going to use, and the rest, you know them, and if you hear them, you can understand them. When you do research, you're going to find more words in the story. So, write them down. Write a definition. Don't go to the dictionary. Just write it down and an understanding of what you think. You can check the dictionary later, but don't spend a lot of time at this point. New vocabulary? What does it mean? What do you think it means? Write it down. Going to the dictionary should be a much later idea. Being able to function well with both support and opposition ideas requires practice. That's why we did that. Write a paragraph with opposing idea. Write a paragraph with opposing idea. That's where we started. We're going to build on that. Discussions are based on opinions and answers to questions. So if you have a lot of questions and give a lot of opinions, you're having a discussion. This is where they differ. Debate, if you have a debate, you're looking at facts and statements. Not a lot of questions. There are not many questions here. We're not looking for questions. We're looking for facts and statements. And that's where we have to really think different, because we can do questions and answers. That's kind of easy. But facts and statements means you have to really know your material. And so that's why making references, making your outline, making these different ideas will strengthen your argument. When you make a statement from a story, you have to think about what are the core issues. Now, from sports, it could be social, economic, political, or cultural. Those are all core issues when it comes to sports. But today, it's about gambling, hoarding, risk-taking, greed, unfair labor practices. These are ideas, and if you put this in to your, remember, long time ago, in the categories, if you change your categories to this, you can put your arguments for hoarding, you put them down. You put hoarding, okay, and you look at hoarding in Google and you'll find lots of ideas, okay. If you go hoarding PDF, then it will give you all kinds of hoarding ideas about hoarding. So if gold is about hoarding, that's greed, right? Greed and hoarding, they go together. Risk-taking, unfair labor practices, how do they relate it to gold and the rush for gold? See, these are good ideas to put all your information under each heading. Hoarding about gold, many people, they want to keep all the gold. They don't want to, they don't want to share. That created problems. So, hoarding is like keeping everything. Don't throw away anything. Hoarding. Greed, big problem with. So when you get the when you start getting these arguments, put them into different categories. You listen to your teammates, you listen to their ideas, their opposing, and you put them into different categories. Okay? You change these. These are not always the best. You change them to fit your ideas. What kind of arguments are you finding for this debate? The debate statement can be the most difficult choice because you want to focus on one idea. That was the main point long time ago. And so you want to make a statement that has only one idea. The focus should be precise as possible. Sometimes it's too short, but the danger is that it's too long. And you're going to find in the next slide a few that I've written, and you will write your own. So too much information, like the title gives you everything that you want in that story. So it's a little bit long or it's complicated. This one's short. And you want if you have it too long, then your focus point is too narrow and you can't debate anything because it's too narrow. So you have to go kind of back. Stick to the key issue. Remember we had core issues on the last slide? Stick to the core issue you want to do. Is it risk? I gave you the idea of risk. But maybe it's not risk at all. Maybe it's gold. Maybe gold is what does it. Maybe gold changes the brain. You can change. Everything is changeable. And you want to change with your team so that everything is organized and coordinated. The purpose of the debate is to build the argument starting from why. Why is gold? Why do people take so much risk for gold? Why? Well, remember, discussion is about questions, so you want to have this discussion and then you want to come out and make your statement. Here are a few. The gold rush was based on greed, a product of human nature, and there was nothing anybody could do to stop it. That has 1, 2, 3 ideas. Maybe a little bit too much. Remember we said it should have one. You could stop with the gold rush was based on greed. Well, that's true. The gold rush was inevitable because the economics was bad and there was no hope. Maybe that's true. Give some support for that. The gold rush shouldn't have happened and the government was negligent in its policies. Is that true? The second supports the first, but maybe you just stop with the first. What's your team idea? Your team idea is number 1. Don't just take what is written here. You want to talk about it and create your team idea. What do you want to focus on? Greed, economics, government? Everything is possible. You do this and bring it to class. This week you have determined core issues for your arguments. You should have one, maybe one for each team member. 5 different topics, 4 different topics. You set the statement you're wanting to argue. So now you're getting to the statement you're looking to argue and seeing if all that support information you found really coordinates with your idea. Or maybe you have to change your statement. And you want to look at your opposing arguments to see if you have support for it. You've begun to practice thinking for the debate. Do you feel ready? Right now, probably not. A lot of work. When you come to class with all these ideas, then you can talk about it and get direction from your teacher and from your other teammates. Continue the discussion. Let's go to the next slide, the next video.